Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Myself Ganesh. Today we are talking about this concept that is the Docker. So the Docker is nothing but the container, and container is nothing but the VM machine. Okay. So whatever the machines we are creating under this Docker, so that container is nothing but one OS operating system. Okay. So that operating system, it is virtually it is operating system, but it is not actual virtual machine, or it's a container only. So that container only having these images and it's taking from your base OS. Okay, so this is the diagram. So in this diagram, just I'm going to differentiate between this virtual machine and your container. So this is my EXXI virtual machines which I have shown here. So this is my physical server, and on physical server there is one hypervisor is installed. Okay, so that hypervisor is nothing but your EXI hypervisor in virtual machine, that is your vCenter. So under that vCenter, what exactly done? So whatever the VM machines are creating on your virtual environment, so that VM machines are using their resources, whatever the resources are available on your physical server. So that server is having some physical resources like CPU, their memory, physical RAM, and whatever the resources, network card. So these are the resources are available on your physical machine. Okay, so that physical machine having one hypervisor, and that hypervisor, using this hypervisor you can install the guest OS. Guest OS is nothing but your virtual machine, right? So in this diagram we have created three virtual machines, and on each operating system there is one application is installed, right? But this VM is whatever the resources it is getting, so that resources it will take it from your physical server. If suppose your physical server having 16 GB of RAM, okay, and there is the or 12 GB of RAM. Okay, so this virtual machine, if suppose your virtual machine required 4 GB of RAM, and this virtual machine 2 is required 2 GB or 4 GB of RAM, so that means 4 GB of RAM is dedicated to your virtual machine, that is your VM machine, right? And this is my VM2 machine. So it is also having this 4 GB of RAM of your physical machine. So that resources is fully dedicated to your virtual machine. So whatever the resources you are applying to your physical your virtual machine, so it is dedicated. That means if suppose I have a dedicated 4 GB of RAM, okay, so that is dedicated to that VM only. Okay, so that 4 GB of RAM no other VM can use. Okay, and it is one time assessment. If suppose you don't require that virtual machine, so you can delete it and then you can release it. Okay, so this vCenter having some dedicated resources, means whatever the resources are allocated to your virtual machines, so only that resources they can use it. But if suppose in future I have created another VM machines and it required, if suppose this there is a machine that is the VM3 machines, and already I have allocated this 8 GB of RAM, because VM machine having 4 GB of RAM, and this is VM2 having this 4 GB of RAM. Now 4 GB RAM is remaining on my physical server. If I allocate this 4 GB of RAM to my VM machine, right? And in future, if suppose it required another 1 GB of RAM, then how it will calculate, right? So in that case there is no possibility you need to upgrade your hardware on your virtual machine. And if suppose in future this VM2 not using out of 4 GB of RAM, okay, means total 4 GB of RAM we have allocated and it required, and it uses this 3 GB of RAM, and there is 1 GB of RAM is free. But your VM3 machines required 1 GB of RAM, but at that time this VM2 machines RAM 1 GB of free GB RAM, it can't be allocated to your VM3. So that is the disadvantages, because this vCenter, whatever the resources, physical resources is assigned to your virtual machine, it is dedicated and this is specific to that particular VM machine only. So it is not shareable, means we can't share that physical resources to your another virtual machines. Okay, so this is the drawback in your virtual machine, or you can say in your vCenter. So here also we can do this testing, whatever the testing we are doing, but here is the concept, that is the shareable and dedicated. So here there is no shareable resources are allocated to your multiple VM machines, because these resources are dedicated to your virtual machines. But in container there is the shareable resources, whatever the resources they are, means if suppose your virtual machines or your physical machine, okay, this is my physical machine, or you can say it is your virtual machine. So this container we can install it on your physical machine, either on physical machine, either on your VM machine also. So whatever the physical resources are available on your physical machine, so first it will create one operating system, and this operating system mostly we are using, that is a Linux operating system, either it is Red Hat Linux operating system, or you can see your Ubuntu, CentOS, whatever the Unix based operating system we are using. Now after few days back, there is operating system is launched, that is a Windows operating system. Also we are used to create our container using this Docker, but mostly preferred, that is the Linux operating system. So on your physical machines, first we are creating one operating system. Under that operating system we are creating one Docker engine. Okay, so this Docker is nothing but your platform as a service. So this platform as a service, we if you have learned about this AWS, so there is the three concepts, that is the um, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and one is the service as a software as a service. Okay, so these are the three types. So under that we have specified this Docker is under this platform as a service. That means it will provide one platform. Under that platform we can create the containers. Okay, so using this Docker engine it will create the container, but this container will create it from your base operating system. So whatever the base operating system, because it is my Linux based operating system, and when you are creating your container, so that container will create it from your operating system. So almost 90% code are available on your base operating system, and that base will take it from your base OS while creating your container. Okay, and remaining 5% code it is taking from your Docker hub. Okay, so that, so mostly we are saying this container is lightweighted. So lightweighted, that means someone says like container having one OS. Yeah, it is true, because container having OS, but it is very lightweighted. You can say it is operating system installed on your container, because it is using your base operating system, and upon this base operating system it will take this Linux program, whatever the Linux code are available on your base operating system. Suppose 95, around 95% code is uses your container, and mostly 5% code it will take it from your Docker hub. So some images are available, whatever the images is required. If suppose you require Ubuntu OS, you need to install on your container, so you can pull out from your Docker hub and you can install your container. Okay, so on your container, so there is the container, that is container 1, container 2, container 3. So when you want to deploy any particular application, if suppose there are three applications I have installed on my different three containers. Okay, so here it will use the hardware, means whatever the resources are available on your base operating system. So this base operating system is uses some resources. So whatever the resources, because this vSphere is using your host operating system. Okay, but Container uses your operating system, base operating system. Here it is uses hardware operating system, and here it is uses your operating system, base operating system. Okay, so whatever here is the concept, that is the shareable resources. Okay, so there is the container 1, container 2, and container 3, and container 1 having this 4 GB of RAM. Here also I have assigned this 4 GB of RAM. So whatever the available resources on my base operating system, so if suppose my base operating system having 12 GB of RAM, so container 1 is allocated 12 GB, 4 GB, container 2 also share this 4 GB, container 3 also will means share this 4 GB. If suppose there is the another container is created, newly created, that is container 4, and it required some 2 GB of RAM. So in that case, this container 1, whatever the resources it is shared from your operating system, suppose it is 4 GB of RAM and it's using this 2 GB of RAM, so at that time the free space is available, that is 2 GB. So container using this docker using the, so docker engine will directly assign that 2 GB of RAM to your container 4. Okay, so it will balance it using this docker engine. So this content docker engine, it will share your physical resources automatically, so there is no physical interferences, or you can say zero administrator you required for this task. So by default it will take whatever the resources they required, and it will balancing their load, whatever the load are balancing, so it using this docker using, it will automatically balance it, right? So this is the major difference between this VMware and your docker container. Now we are going to move to another diagram. So here you can see means how we can create this docker container. So there are three concepts to create your container. Okay, means container is nothing but your operating container is nothing but your VM machine, we can say, or you can say your server. Okay, and docker is a tool which create a virtual machine. Docker is nothing but engine, and docker is the advanced version of virtualization. Okay, so this is the major concept. Also there is one concept, that is the docker is a set of platform as a service, we have already discussed, and that uses this OS level virtualization. Here I have shown this is my operating system, so whatever the virtualization is done, so using this base operating system it will do using this docker engine. Okay, and your VMware uses your hardware level virtualization. So here is my physical machine, so whatever the resources are available of your physical server, so it can uses your virtual machine, and this is dedicated resources, and here it is shareable resources, right? So now how we can create our container. So this is my docker image, you can say this is my container. So this container is created from, one is the method, that is docker file. So you need to create a manual some code, you can say. You can create one image using this docker file. This is my docker file. I have created my docker file. First I need to convert it into docker image. So docker file we can create manually, means whatever the programmers, they can create it docker image, and that docker image will create first docker image, and using this docker image we can create our container. This is the first method to create your container. Second method, whatever the images are available on your docker hub, so first we need to pull out from docker hub. So if suppose there is an image that is the Ubuntu, and if you want to create one docker container of your Ubuntu machine, then you need to pull out it from docker hub. So it will fetch either it is available or not on your docker hub, it will pull out, then it will create one docker image, and using this docker image you can create your docker container. Okay, third method, that is this is the second method, and third method, using this whatever the container you have created, so that container first we will create one docker image of your docker container, and using that docker image again we can create another Docker container. So these are the three steps we can use to create your container. So one by one we will create this container using all these three concepts. So in this video just we have described about this Docker container, what exact Docker container is doing, and what is the difference in between this Docker and your vCenter, or you can see your virtual machines. So thank you guys, thank you for watching this video.